Hey, how are you doing today? Today I just wanted to go over Proverbs 24:12, which says, "If you say, 'Surely we did not know this,' does not he who weighs the hearts consider it? He who keeps your soul, does he not know it? And will he not render to each man according to his deeds?" Wow, right? Proverbs 24:12. That sounds like mercy and grace, right? He's like, I didn't know this stuff, you know? And he's like, I'll consider this. It's like, that sounds like mercy and grace. And I believe for some people it'll be like that. However, for the majority of us, not so much. Um, Go with me to Romans 1. This message is for the majority of us, by the way. So, Romans 1, starting in verse 20, it says, "For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, us, right? Even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because although they knew God, they did not glorify him as God, nor were they thankful, but became futile in their own thoughts, and their foolish hearts were darkened. They were professing to be wise, but they became fools, and they changed the glory of the incorruptible God into an image made like corruptible man and birds and four-footed animals and creeping things." That sounds a lot like evolution to me. I don't know. Um, but I'm just a simple man, right? And here we are, made in the image of God, and we got rid of that to be monkeys and stardust and stuff like that, right? Um, at the beginning of this, it says his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made. Over in Job chapter 12 and verse 7, it says, "But now ask the beasts, and they will teach you, and the birds of the air, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, and the fish of the sea will explain to you. Who among all of these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this?" He's like, ask creation. Creation knows who made it. Ask creation, you know? But we said, yeah, you're God. Some of us, a lot of us said, yeah, you're God, but we don't want you. Jeremiah 2:11 says, "Has a nation changed its gods, which are not gods? But my people have changed their glory for what does not profit." We talked about this yesterday in Proverbs 23:23. We sold the truth for something that doesn't even profit us. That's crazy, dude. You know? But I hear you, right? I do. It's really, if it's really important to follow God's laws and to keep the Sabbath and like not eat pork, then why hasn't he done anything to me, right? Why hasn't he like smited me or anything? And good question. Um, Over in Acts 17, it says, "Truly, these times of ignorance God overlooked, but now commands all men everywhere to repent, because he has appointed a day which he will judge the world in righteousness by the man whom he has ordained. And he has given assurance of this to all by raising him from the dead." Um, so there's coming a day, it's like he's like, you're uh, this time of ignorance, I'm overlooking it right now, but you need to get right. He's like, because while you are alive, you need to repent and follow his ways. He's appointed a day, judgment day, that he will judge the world. I strongly encourage you to look into the Day of Atonement. You can start in Leviticus to do that. I strongly encourage you to get familiar with that. But a lot of y'all, you're thinking that like Judgment Day is the day you die. You die and he judges you. Nope. You die, you wait. While you're alive, you can repent and you can follow his commandments, you can follow his law, you can take care of the less fortunate. But once you're dead, that's it. And we know this because he raised Yeshua from the dead. He said so. He said, "This is how you know this, because I raised him from the dead." Yeshua was the first fruits. He said, I raised him, and now I'm going to raise you. He's going to judge us by what we knew and what we did. And you're either going to the right or to the left. First Peter 1 says, therefore gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and rest your hope fully upon the grace that is to be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Right? It's like, I know who Jesus Christ is. I know who Yeshua is. Thank you for your grace. I repent of my sins. Thank you for forgiving me. Right? So we receive that grace. But now check this. Next it says, as obedient children, not conforming yourselves to the former lust as in your ignorance. You were ignorant before. You didn't know these things. You did bad things, right? Now, don't do that anymore. Be obedient children. How are children obedient? They obey their parents. Their parents say, do this, they do that. That's obedient children. Don't go chasing after waterfalls. But now, continuing on, it says, but as he who called you is holy, you also be holy in all your conduct, because it is written, be holy, for I am holy. So if he calls it holy, then we need to call it holy. And if he does something, then we need to do it. Remember those bracelets, WWJD, right? What would Jesus do? If he does it, we should do it too. If he calls it holy, we need to call it holy. So I just want to leave you with this, guys. I got this is over in the end of the book, Revelation. Revelation 2. This is Yeshua speaking, and he says, I know your works, love, service, faith, and your patience. And as for your works, the last are more than the first. Nevertheless, I have a few things against you, because you allow that woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess, to teach and seduce my servants to commit sexual immorality and eat things sacrificed to idols. And I gave her time to repent of her sexual immorality, and she did not repent. Indeed, I will cast her into a sickbed, and those who commit adultery with her into the great tribulation, unless they repent of their deeds. I will kill her children with death, and all the churches shall know that I am he who searches the minds and the hearts, and I will give to each one of you according to your works. Now, on the flip side of that, Revelation 22, last chapter of the Bible, it says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give to everyone according to his work. So he's going to give according to his word. If you do what he says, if you do, if you believe in him, you repent, and you do what he says, do the things he says, he's going to reward you. If you claim to be his, but you're being seduced by Jezebel, you're sexually immoral, you're eating things that are sacrificed to idols, you're committing idolatry, you're committing adultery, and not like necessarily in the physical sense, but like spiritual adultery against God with other things, I don't think it's going to go well for you. Yes, we are saved by grace through faith, so that no man can boast. We're not saved by what we do, we're saved by what he did. However, he is going to judge us by what we knew and what we did with that knowledge. And Philippians 2:12 says to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. So I want to encourage you to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. This is the message that I have for you today. Be blessed. Peace.